Thank you, Jena Saab. It was very informative session, and it's a learning for us that what we are doing on sustainability and moving forward. It help us also that what we are doing on petrochemical side. So thank you all the panelists. It was a very informative session from all of you. Thank you. So yeah, I'm Raxit Rodiya from Gujarat Fluorochemicals Limited, and today we are going to discuss high performance fluoropolymers for increased productivity, improved quality, and enhanced safety in chemical processing industries. So before we dive into the details, I would like to have our corporate video, which will cover GFL businesses, our global capabilities, as well as what we are doing on compliances, product compliances, and regulatory requirements across the globe. So it will take another 2 to 3 minutes of a very small video.
Headquartered in Noida, India, GFL is a part of the multi-billion-dollar Inox GFL Group, which has leadership in diversified business segments with 2 manufacturing locations in India, a captive fluorspar mine in Morocco, offices and warehouses in Europe and USA, and a marketing network across the globe. GFL is one of the preferred suppliers of fluoropolymers, chemicals, and refrigerants. GFL commenced commercial operations in the year 1989 with India's largest refrigerant manufacturing unit in Gujarat, India. The facility has multi-purpose plants, a state-of-the-art R&D facility, and a pilot plant for scale-up. Starting with the Refron brand of refrigerants, we expanded into fluoro specialty chemicals, exporting to over 75 countries. In 2007, with forward integration, we commissioned one of the world's most integrated and technologically advanced fluoropolymer facility at Dahej in Gujarat, India. The Dahej facility manufactures fluoropolymers, chloralkalis, chloromethanes, and allied products through backward integrated production of key raw materials. With best-in-class equipment, quality assurance laboratories monitor product quality with utmost precision and steadiness. The manufacturing facility conforms to the compliances and standards defined by global regulatory authorities, and our fluoropolymers comply with major international product regulations required by our customers. We are a signatory to the UN Global Compact, SBTi, and a member of the Indian Chemical Council. We believe in sustainable products, processes, and practices that will help us become part of circular economy with minimal carbon footprint. While our products touch millions of lives every day, our quest for a cleaner, greener, and sustainable future goes beyond the obvious. GFL. Value through green chemistry.
Thank you.
Headquartered in Noida, India.
So we saw a lot of increased use in the chemicals, specialty chemicals, fluorochemicals, fluorospecialty chemicals, what the backward and forward integration we have at GFL, as well as the other industries, petrochemicals also. So there is a lot of wider range of applications where we can promote a fluoropolymers over other reactive metals. We can also replace some conventional materials. So we are going to discuss more on applications, and we'll try to understand how it is contributing to the industries. So what are fluoropolymers? Fluoropolymers are a class of synthetic polymers that contains fluorine atoms along with its chain. Fluorine is the most electronegative element that attracts electron towards it. So PTFE, PFA, FEP, and PVDF are few examples of a high performance fluoropolymers that are offer unique properties with excellent chemical resistance to almost all major chemicals. It also helps to mitigate the thermal stability. We discussed a lot of temperature related issue, high temperature related issue, certain applications, maybe under high vacuum applications with high temperature. So we have a fluoropolymers available with us which can mitigate a thermal stability requirement. It also helps to reduce the energy consumption, safety by offering their unique properties, let's say low coefficient of frictions and excellent weatherability. So there are wider range of benefits, but we are going to discuss major out of it. So it helps fluoropolymer line pipe fittings products. There are melt processable fluoropolymers that contribute to enhance equipment longevity. It resists corrosion, degradation, and helps to extend equipment lifespan. It sometimes also taken very last into the consideration that it also helps to reduce downtime. Since PTFE line pipe and fittings have a lesser frequent failure and replacement, that saves cost, minimize downtime, and increase profitability. It also helps to improve product quality. Fluoropolymer are non-stick in nature that prevents product buildup and contamination during the processes. It's also contribute at measure to increase efficiency. See, it has a lower friction of coefficient that helps to improve flow efficiency and reduce energy consumptions. It's also, there are a lot of discussions on safety. So we are going to cover in upcoming slide that how fluoropolymers are going to contribute when it comes to under the consideration of safety aspect. So fluoropolymer are having an inherent flame retardancy that are contributing a safer working environment with a higher range of chemical sustainability. So again, there are a lot of applications, but we are going to discuss major out of which we have come across of any plant, any process. So let's start with pipeline and tubing. So fluoropolymers and there are other high performance fluoropolymers are available for a fluoropolymer line as well as coating applications. And it contributes to prevent a corrosion from a chemical attack, and it also helps to ensure a transportation of chemical with the help of PTFE line pipe and fittings from one level to the another level. So if we can talk about a line size, GFL is having a wide variety of range in a, we can say for a line size from NB25 to NB1215 mm. So in today's time, no need to worry, we have a grade, specialized grade which can be used to produce any line size in a PTFE line pipe and fittings. Gasket and seal, it is also one of the important aspect in going forward for any chemical plant which can help to reduce the risk of leakages. So it prevents contamination and fugitive emissions. So PTFE gaskets are also available. And we are also having another chain of grades which can be used to produce PTFE gasket from NB25 to a 1.5 meter diameter. So pump and component, this is one of the most critical applications we come across. So if you can see the construction of pump, there are the wider range of fluoropolymers that are going to use into it. So if we can talk about pump impellers and their casings, they are the high performance fluoropolymers, which is PF and PVDF are melt processable, are going to use to produce these things. Whereas diaphragm, which is brought out from PTFE, that also handle aggressive chemicals effectively. So pump and components, we have a classic case studies available, which are going to discuss in upcoming slide, which is safely replacing the metallic pump. Heat exchangers. This is one of the most important, I can say, applications where we have come across. There are different type of heat exchangers, which we can talk of SS, MS, 316. There are other MOCs as well as a graphite block type heat exchangers. When we talk for a heat exchanger, in this construction, if you can see, there are the PTFE tube sheet, which can be made out of a specialized grade which is developed by GFL, which is known as glass-filled PTFE. There are a lot of variety of tubes are available in the design, when we discuss more on design, corrosion process, when the process is on cell side or a service on a tube side or a service on a process cell side or a tube side. There are glass tubes are available. Silicon, when we talk for a heat transfer coefficient, higher heat transfer coefficient, there are the silicon carbide tube are available, graphite tube are available, but we have a complete understanding and a good business in terms of promoting PTFE, different type of grades. There are the PTFE O-rings and ferrules, which are going to ensure a leak-proof connection of tubes with a tube sheet. So it ensure a leak-proof connections and that are contributing more on the leakages sides. And in any event of accident, maybe any of glass tube, we can often see in pharma as well as in chemicals, there are glass tubes sometimes broken. So in this particular type of heat exchangers, there are the provision of design of 25% more heat transfer area. So in event of any damages of a glass tube, you can replace the tube on site or you can plug in with PTFE bush blind plug. So there are also PTFE can be promoted which can minimize the downtime and increase the efficiency. So that won't make any differences. Going forward, filtration applications. If we can talk about kilo lab, pilot plant, or a commercial plant, there are several types of notch filter, agitated notch filter we are using on a daily basis. So if you can see the construction of NFD, there are the filter membrane plate which is made out, again a specialized grade made out of GFL. Sometimes use PTFE, glass fill PTFE, and in some cases the filter cloth also made out of PFA as well as PVDF as well as PTFE. Sometimes it is also silicon. So in both the cases the wet cake as well as a mother liquor, both are a product. So there is a wider scope of fluoropolymers in filtration applications also. The another one is tank and vessel. Tank and vessel, this is one of the most prominent application I can say. So we are going to discuss more on this in upcoming slides, which is cover major which type of lining and how it is to be used. So here is a selection guide. If you can see a PTFE, PFA, FEP and PVDF, the excellent chemical resistance, good temperature range. We have a detailed application guide with grade available on www.inoflown.com for PTFE, PFA and FEP, and we have a dedicated URL for PVDF, which is www.inoflown.com. We are going to discuss some corrosion problem in chemical plants. So we often see in some of our end clients we recently visited, and we see there are a lot of corrosion related, degradation related issue in mainly into some vessels, tanks, some superheater, preheaters. They are the traditional MSRL rubber lining equipment are still using, and there is also into the huge numbers. So we have a lot of more discussion on this to promote a fluoropolymers, and that is mainly into the caustic chlorine. So when that the product and process are exposed to chlorine and sodium hydroxide, there are a lot of corrosion related issue and there are a lot of safety hazards also. By recommending fluoropolymer solutions for that particular application, whether it is a column unit or a scrubber or a superheater or a preheater, there are the wider range of fluoropolymers that can be promoted into the different set of application. I mean to say, to storage any hazardous chemical, to transportation of any aggressive chemicals from one level to another level. So, and we by now have a good feedback that things are good perform. Even at the GFL also, we have replaced lot of tank with this, and that are under under performance without any safety hazards, without any corrosion related issue. Here are few examples. The PTFE line, there are different type of lining. We are discussing here a PTFE. This is called a loose lining. So PTFE, by paste extrusion process, PTFE liner can be produced and it can be mechanically ferruled with any steel pipe, whether it is a MSA or SS. So there are the specified treatment given into the ASTM standard, where surface treatment, primer treatment, and then to protect the external surface, there are anti-corrosive paints can be applied. However, the weighted part, if you can see, weighted part is a PTFE which come into the contact of chemicals. So there is that ensure a safe and reliable transport without any bulging issue, without any kind of a leakage. So, and most importantly, the fasteners which is going to use to couple the liners from, let's say, one level to another, that are also high performance fluoropolymers coating. The fasteners are available in the market. Don't go for any conventional fastener which might get corroded because of it's installed in an open atmosphere. So there is one more application available where we can promote anti-corrosive fasteners, which mainly, PTFE coated fasteners are available for all different range of chemicals. As we discussed earlier, we have a case study and new development. Let's discuss a new development. We often see there are a lot of solvents that are explosive and that are using in the chemical plant as well as in pharma plant. And there are a lot of exothermic reactions also, which sometimes generate the spark and voltage during the processes. We specially designed and developed high performance fluoropolymer with anti-static property that helps to dissipate the electrostatic charge during the process. So yes, we also have anti-static PTFE, anti-static PFA that are available, that are trial and tested, approved product, and that can be used for any exothermic reactions at the plant, any hazardous chemicals which are going to use, any hazardous solvent which are going to use in the plant. So we are there to help you with its all technical detail. We discussed in our previous slide about fluoropolymer line pumps. So we often come across, even including GFL, I can say Aditya Birla, Meghmani, Epigrel, we saw that there are a lot of reactive metal are being used to have a transportation of chemical from one level to another. So we have a classic case study available here. Fluoropolymer line PFA and PVDF pump that are replace titanium and mitigate the same high temperature available with a half of the cost, delivery and lead time which is longer, handling which is very difficult in titanium, whereas in case of fluoropolymers you can maintain an appropriate essential pair or critical spare at the plant. So we have discussed lining applications. We just discussed PTFE line pipe. There are one more lining which we used to call a sheet lining. The PTFE sheet is going to weld with PFA, and that can be used to store a vessel, and that is what called a PTFE sheet lining. This is the prominent lining which I can say it is a completely computerized control lining technology using rotational movement of equipment along with its sintering cycle. So it provides a virtually uniform wall thickness. If you can technically understand this application, here we have a liberty to choose from 0.5 mm to 6 mm thickness, whereas in PTFE sheet you will go with a standard 2 mm or a 3 mm or a 3.5 mm sheet. In here there are no adhesive or welding required. It can be directly bonded with the metal surface of any vessel, and it also gives excellent performances under high vacuum applications. So, and if you can, anytime if you want to discuss more on this, we would like to visit you, and it almost covers. So here are few examples. You can see there are vessels. These are the products made out of GFL material. So it's mainly used in a bromine and bromine derivatives, liquid bromide and the complete bromine derivative chain. So till 20 KL capacity fluoropolymers, we have a prominent and good applicators available with us. They can provide more support on this. So anytime if you want to discuss more on this, we are available. This is already we discussed in the corporate video. Our all products are regulatory compliant across the globe. We are ROHS, USP approved product, WRS, FDA, SVHS. So we have all available variety of range available with us in application wise. So anytime if you want to discuss more on, we are running behind the time. So I'm sorry I'm completing my presentation here. If is there any question from the audience, I would like to answer. Thank you, sir.